So yeah, obviously Tommy climbs at a little bit different level than I think most of us do. So I wouldn't buy this as your first rope. You may still want to buy like our Boa Eco 9.8 or something like that. That's just going to be a big, thick, heavy duty rope. But for intermediate to advanced climbers, this could be that rope that you use day in and day out. This is our addition to the Tommy Caldwell series of ropes. So this is the Tommy Caldwell Eco CT, which stands for ColorTec 9.3. So this really came about from talking to Tommy and saying, you know, what's your dream rope that you have? And he came back to our product manager and said, you mean my dream quiver of ropes? And came back with 4 or 5 different dream ropes. And this was his workhorse rope. We're really excited about it. It is a 9.3, but it's designed to have a higher than average sheath percentage. And so it is going to be a pretty durable rope that you can use for cragging, top roping, multi-pitch climbing, really anything you can throw at it. Some of the really special features about it, one, you might have noticed, it has a very distinct different halves. So here in the US, we've been complaining to Edelrid headquarters in Germany that we need more buy patterns. So we came out with the best buy pattern that we've ever come out with before. You could never miss the center when you're pulling through and setting up that rappel. It's a very distinct change from the pink and blue side to the blue side here. And what's very unique about this design, and what took us a while to figure out, is actually the yarns are continuous from end to end. So there's no splicing involved. And what we do is we bury the yarns in the middle of the sheath. And what's really cool is you can actually check out down at the tips, you can actually see the blue yarns that are buried on one side and the pink yarns that are buried on the other. So there's one continuous yarn across the whole thing, but a very distinct buy pattern for you. I think it's the best buy pattern available right now. The other unique part about this rope is it features our Eco Dry treatment. So that's a core and sheath dry treatment that exceeds the UIAA standard, and most importantly, it's 100% PFC free. PFC stands for perfluorocarbon. The kind of nickname for that type of chemical is called a forever chemical. So it's a petrochemical, and they're really good at making things waterproof and non-stick, durable, and keep things clean. The downfall is they never break down over time, and they end up accumulating in the soil and then bioaccumulating back up the food chain into us. And so we've really, over several years now, for a while, a lot of industry has been working on getting those PFCs out of them, and the climbing industry is a little bit late to the game. So we wanted to, knowing that this was something we were going to have to do, we started working on this a few years ago, initially with our Swift Eco Dry, and now we offer that Eco Dry treatment in several of our ropes, the Swift Eco Dry, the Skimmer Eco Dry, and now the Tommy Caldwell Eco Dry 9.3. And our goal is that by 2026, all of our ropes will feature our Eco Dry treatment. Currently, our biggest limiting factor has been just scaling up the manufacturing of the treatment. There's no one else using the same type of treatment that we are in the industry for that Eco Dry treatment. And so we were having a difficult time finding a partner that would scale it up. But we've now started just manufacturing it ourselves, and we'll now be able to scale it up. And going into next year, you'll see it available on some of our best-selling ropes. The only difference that I've noticed personally has been the rope feels a little stiffer when it's brand new, but after a handful of uses, it'll soften up with that Eco Dry, and then it'll feel just like any other of our Pro Dry treated ropes. Initially, when we first started, it was, although we were passing the UIAA test, we weren't seeing the same longevity, but that's something we've been continuing to work on, and now they're confident that this is going to hold up the same length of time that our Pro Dry treatment is. This rope actually uses our 48 carrier sheath design, which is a construction we're starting to put in about half of our rope line now, particularly in the higher end ropes. And that 48 carrier means that there are 48 bobbins going into the braiding of the sheath. The 48 is going to allow us to have a more soft and supple feel to that handling of the rope while keeping up abrasion resistance. The feedback has been really good, and it's amazing how well this handles and then maintains that handling over a long period of time. This new Tommy Caldwell Eco Dry CT 9.3 is going to be available just in this bi-pattern color, and all of them will be in that Eco Dry treatment. They'll be available in 3 different lengths, 60 meter, 70 meter, and 80 meter, with that 60 meter starting at $299.95. Just like all of our dynamic ropes right now, this rope gets the Blue Sign product certification. And if you aren't familiar with the Blue Sign product certification, the shorthand of that is just that Blue Sign is a third-party certifier, and that stamp means that this rope was made to the highest standards for sustainable and responsible manufacturing. And what's really unique about the Blue Sign product standard is it looks at everything from the raw material manufacturing all the way to its final packaged product. So it's not only Edelrid, but all of our partners that help us with manufacturing this rope that help us get set that standard. Our ropes are now switching to a paper-based packaging, so this packaging is fully recyclable, and you'll see on the back the FFC stamp, meaning that this is all made from FFC certified paper. In this case, it's an FFC mix, so a mixture of sustainably harvested with recycled content. And then, like all of our dynamic ropes, it features our 3D lap coiling. So when you get this rope, all you have to do is remove our checked by hand tag right here, letting you know that every meter of every dynamic rope we make goes through one person's hands to check for imperfections. Once you remove that, then you can go ahead and just pull this straight out of this opening, and it'll come out. No need to reflake it or anything like that. It's ready to belay straight out of the package. And we have a video of Phil doing it, and Seth from Chalkstone Guides down in Joshua Tree just posted a video of him like rapidly pulling this rope full blast out of the packaging. So yeah, it does actually work. You can belay straight out of the rope package.